Delilah made contact with the Overseers. I thought, between the three of us, we'd have you dead to rights.
We can blame the Zealots for that. Overseer Hume was too quick to move.
My life is yours now. Kill me, or let me live. If it even matters to you.
Touching and pathetic. If I see either of you again, I'll tear out your stone-cold hearts and walk in your skin.
I forgive you. Get out of here. Leave the city. Leave my sight, Billy. I give you your life.
Daud was born in 1795 to unknown parents in Serkonos, where his childhood would remain unknown until the age of 16, where he would move to Dunwall, where he would be marked by the Outsider at some point, which would grant him supernatural abilities. Afterwards, Daud would become a notorious assassin. It will form a group known as the Whalers. At some point, he'll be hired by the royal spy master Hiram Boros to assassinate the Empress Jessamine Caldwin. But unbeknownst to him, the royal protector Corvo Tano would return a day early, but would succeed in killing Jessamine and kidnapping their daughter Emily, where he would deliver her to Morgan and Custis Pendleton. However, Daud would be visited by the Outsider, where he would give him one last task, but only give him a name, Delilah. Daud would work with his second command, Billy Lurk, in searching for Delilah, but after returning to his hideout, he would find out that he had been discovered by the Overseers, and after freeing his men and gathering up as many Overseers as possible, Billy would reveal that she had sold him out to Delilah, but seeing that he's not a bad man, she would be unable to go through with killing him. Daud would spare Billy under the condition that she disappears from the city. Afterwards, Daud and his men would head to Brigmore Manor with the help of Lizzie Stride, where he would track down Delilah and do battle with her, where he would kill her. Not long after, Corvo would break out of confinement after being sent to the Flood District by his friend Samuel, where the two men would duel, but Corvo would emerge victorious, where Daud would ask Corvo to spare him, to which Corvo would do, knowing that the woman he loved would not want him to kill an unarmed man, despite being the one to kill her. Afterwards, Daud's whereabouts remained unknown. Well, what's up, we're here with a showcase, this time going over the Master Assassin, Daud. And just to clarify, I'll mainly be sticking to the first game since Billy is canonically the protagonist and Death of the Outsider. Also, Daud at that point is nearing the end of his prime due to him being a 57-year-old man. Right, not much to go over, let's get this show on the road, starting with his physical capabilities. By the end of Dishonored 1, Daud will be a 42-year-old man, standing around 6'4" with a stocky build. After being marked by the Outsider, Daud's physical prowess will be enhanced. He can knock out grown men in a few seconds, as well overpowers them with relative ease. He also managed to match Corvo, who has the same enhancements, and overpowers a witch Delilah. Speed-wise, there isn't much to go off of, but I'll say his speed should be enhanced much like Corvo, who can block and deflect bullets and speed blitz armed guards. As far as durability is concerned, his durability is noticeably above the average well-built man. He's been slashed by Corvo, he's taken large falls, as well been shot and taken hits from Delilah, but any fatal blows such as an impalement or a throat slash would put him down. Daud carries a small yet effective set of gear for assassination missions. His sword is a knife-like blade which seems to be a short sword that is more designed for slashing. He carries two types of grenades, shrapnel and dust grenades, which can stun and daze opponents, allowing him to make an escape. His arc mines can knock out or even vaporize enemy. Much like all of his assassins, he uses a wrist-mounted bow which uses 3 dart types, normal, sleep, and explosive bolts. which all do exactly as they sound. After being marked by the Outsider, Daud was granted supernatural abilities. Blink is his first ability, but unlike Corvo's, Daud's allows him to stop time as long as he remains stationary. Speak of which, he can stop time for 8 seconds. While not long, it is long enough to buy him time to get out of sight or to take out a target. Void Gaze allows him to spot targets and see in the dark. Pull allows him to pull targets to him or objects. He can summon an assassin to fight alongside him, while also being able to grant them his powers to use. Some extra abilities marked the Outsider grants are Enhanced Agility, some slight regeneration, and turn anybody he kills into dust. Just like all characters use weapons, I'll be using Star Wars lightsaber fine forms to better analyze and illustrate how a combatant approaches combat. While not much is known about his combative history, Daud would nonetheless become a skilled assassin. From his fighting style, I'll say Daud would use Form to Makashi. Makashi trains a user to use quick precision strikes to slow past an opponent's guard, as well as teaches a user in feints, parries, and footwork to outmaneuver an opponent. As an overall combatant, Daud mixes gear and powers with his blade skills to make better adjustments to combat. However, it's my belief that he's likely self-taught since he was outdueled by Corvo, who uses a similar style, but the key difference is that Corvo has 2 decades of combat experience, earning himself to be deemed skilled enough to be a royal protector, and quite frankly is one of the best swordsmen in the ranks of the Watch Guards. But I'll give credit where it's rightfully due, since Daud was able to hold his own against Corvo for a time. Despite his limited showings, Daud is a lot to be desired. Now, as usual, I'll be going with characters he'd beat. He easily no-diffs the Rise Evil characters. Daud has too many hacks and abilities that would end the fight easily. Like, he would literally end the fight in a blink. The same goes for Jesse Faden. Daud has her beat in every physical category and has bare gear. Jack just can't win. Don't get me wrong, as much as I like the guy, he's really not doing much. Now, he's faster due to reacting to machine gun fire, but that's about it. He has better gear and hacks. Now, Levi is where things start to get interesting, but due to his ODM gear doing most of the work, in between Blink and Time Bend, I'll say Daud takes it more times than not. Now, our converse Jason is 50-50, because he can win due to easily being a far better martial artist and being very familiar with sword combat, but if Jason doesn't cripple him, Daud will more than likely use Time Bend and will finish with an impalement or throat slash. Now, Scar is where things really start to get complicated. Yes, Blink would be a problem, but in close quarters, Scar has the perfect abilities to counter what Daud is bringing. And he has also fought someone who's a far better swordsman than Daud. But if Scar manages to grab him for even a second, the fight is over. But even if he did beat Scar and go into characters who he just straight up lose to, he's not beating Delsin or Cole. Both of them will more than likely end the fight in just a few seconds. But the only difference is that Cole's not willing to kill. Delsin is, but that really doesn't change anything really. And let's be real here. There's no way in hell he's being Greed, Alex, James, or Alucard, all who have way better hacks, stats, or just simply built different. So at best, I could see Daud at least being around mid-B tier. And that'll do for this showcase. Let me know if you think that Daud would be ranked higher or even lower, or if you just think he's fine where he is, honestly. And with that said, I'm Winter Ghost, and I'll see y'all next time.
Here we are, back where it all started. I was so worried that you weren't gonna live through the blast. But you were fine. More than fine, actually.
I remember your voice now. You were there after the bomb went off.
I've always been there, Cole. Every step of your life.
In the 7 years since my DUP took over conduit oversight from the military, not a single one of our kind has been killed.
No, of course not. 'Cause you just hunt them down and lock them up.
Yes, in Curtin K. Protected from the mobs that want to kill conduits. It's what's best for them, whether they know it or not.
You just make that decision for him, huh?
Some decisions are too important. I've seen how people look at you in the street. Do you know how rare it is for the powerless to embrace a conduit? You've got to use that popularity, that trust, to convince them that the only solution to the bioterrorist menace is my DUP. Did you know that over half the conduits who died in the bloodbath 7 years ago were killed by the military? If they regain control, what makes you think things won't return to those good old days?
No. No, I'm gonna expose you. And your deception. And then we'll see who the real protector is.